Hello, I'm going to show you how to connect your domain to Google Sites. The first thing you have to make sure you confirm is that your domain has propagated. Now, how do you know that your domain has propagated? You have to go to your domain, like you open a new tab and then you search your domain. Now, on Kwikaweb, right? If you bought your domain, like since you bought your domain from Kwikaweb, rather, um we already have a way of making you know that your domain has propagated. So instead of just waiting to assume it has propagated, if you get this default landing page when you visit your domain, that means it has propagated. But if let's say you just got the domain and you visit it and you're saying like, oh, your domain cannot be reached or your site cannot be reached, that means your domain has not propagated yet, and you must wait within 3 to 72 hours, right, for your domain to propagate. So you can keep checking every 3 hours, right? And once you get this default landing page, that means your domain has propagated, and then you can continue with this tutorial. So I would not advise that you do this tutorial without your domain propagating. If not, you might experience some issues. So it's better, like you see how I have seen that my own domain has propagated. I'm going to be connecting this domain quicker shop to my Google site, and then now I'll be able to like proceed knowing that it has propagated. So that should be the same case for you. Now, moving forward, the next thing, let me go back to Kwikaweb. The next thing that I have to clarify is for anyone that has a web hosting plan. Now, if you only bought a domain, this does not apply to you. But if you bought a web hosting plan from Kwikaweb also, right, you can connect your domain to Google Sites, but you would have to apply whatever records Google gives you another way. You have to apply it in your web hosting control panel. Now, how do you apply those records, right? So you click on manage, and then you click on login to Webuzo. So that's for whatever domain you want to connect, right? Okay, and then you scroll down to your domain section, and then you click on DNS zone settings, and here is where you will manage and apply whatever record Google gives you. So you can still follow the tutorial, but you are going to apply your record here. This is where you would apply your record if you have a web hosting plan. Now, for anyone that has a domain, right? That's anyone that just has a domain. Let me go back to Kwikaweb. I'll go back to my dashboard, right? And then I'll click on domains, and then I'll click on manage DNS. Now remember we said we want to connect Quicker Shop, right? So this is Quicker Shop, and then I'll just click on this pencil icon, edit DNS zone. So I'll click on edit DNS zone, and this is my DNS zone, right? And then this is my DNS records. So I'll now go to Google site, and the first thing I'll have to emphasize is if you have not published your Google site, let's say you've not published it yet, you have to make sure you publish your Google site. So this applies to like this I'm about to show you applies to anyone that has not published their Google site. But if you have, then this does not apply. Like this what I'm about to show you now does not apply. So what we'll do first is we'll click on publish, right? And now Google site is asking like, okay, this is the default address. So I'll just put quicker shop, and Google site has generated this for me, right? So I'll just click on publish. Okay, so I've gotten your site has been successfully published. Yes, so that's good. So we know our site is published. So anyone that has not published their site, please first publish your site, right? And then you don't need like in the, let me click on the publish setting again. So you don't need to, you can just put any default, like any name you want to use for your site. It doesn't mean like, oh, like you see here, I didn't put quickershop.com. I can even have just made it quicker. Like here, right? It's not okay. This is already taken, so let me just do quicker sh, right? So you don't need to like maybe put quickershop.com here, because this is not where we are connecting the custom domain. This is just like you can put any random thing here that is unique to you, but this is where your own site, like if you are not using a custom domain, this is where it will be like viewable, right? So I just had to clarify that. So let me cancel, since I've already put, like if I go back, you see that it's still quicker shop. So now it's time for us to connect our domain, right? And then I'll just click on the setting icon, right? And then I'll come to custom domain and I'll click on start setup, and then I'll put my domain quickershop.com, and you can see this domain is not verified. Please verify your ownership. So I'll click on the verify your ownership. So I'll just click on this, and then in this Google search console, right? So I'll just click on continue. So it's checking verification, and then Google has given me like verified domain ownership via DNS records, and it's saying record type txt, right? So I'll just click on this copy, and then I'll go back to my DNS manager. So I'll go back here, and then I'll click on add record. I'll select the type and I'll put it as txt, and Google said Google, yes, txt record, so that's fine. So I'll go back to my DNS manager again, and I'll just put at here, right? I'll put 900 for the TTL. I'll put the txt data. I'll put this here. I'll click on confirm. Just to be on the safe side, you can use one record to confirm, but I always like to use the tool that Google is offering. So I'll just go back to Google, and then the record type again, I'll just click on CNAME. So if you don't see CNAME, if it's fine, really. I just like using the tool. So if you want to, you can only use txt because that's what Google recommends. But just to be on the safe side, I can also use CNAME. So I'll just click on copy, right? I'll go back to my DNS manager. I'll click on add record. I'll select the type now as CNAME, and then in the name I'll put in what Google gave me, the name. I'll change the TTL to 900. I'll go back to my search console and CNAME destination. I'll copy, and then I'll put that here, and then I'll click on, I'll put this here too, and I'll click on confirm, right? So I put in the CNAME and I put in the txt. Then I'll go back to search console and I'll click on verify. So there might be a time like you can see ownership verified. While you are doing it, it might not verify instantly, but you can still try it. That means it is still propagating. But like that's why I always recommend that always do it like knowing that your domain has fully propagated, so that when you are connecting, you should not have any issues. So you can see ownership verified, right? So I'll click on go to property, and then here I'll go back to my Google site. So I'll go back to my Google site, and this time I'll click on cancel, and then again I'll click on start setup, and I'll put in my domain now, quickershop.com, and you can see now I'm no more getting that verify your ownership. So I'll just click on next, and Google is giving me another instruction under CNAME, enter www and then put in this, but we already have. So I'll copy this which Google has given me, right? And I'll go back to my DNS manager, and if I scroll down, you see we already have www.quickershop. So if I try and create, like add this record again as a CNAME record, it will be it will be creating issues with this. It will not even be able to add a record. It will tell you that the record already exists. So what I'll do in this case now is, instead of adding, I'll click on this pencil icon, I'll edit, and then I'll just change this to what Google gave me, and then I'll click on confirm. So that's fine, and then I'll go back to my Google site, and then I'll just click on done, and you can see assigning domain, and now you can see connected domain. This is my connected domain. So what I'll do next is I'll just close this. And now that I've closed that, I will just make like a little edit in my Google site. So you can make a little edit in your Google site, right? And let's say I'll just, instead of location, I can just put address, just make a little edit, and then I'll click on publish again because I want it to like just publish knowing that now I have my domain. So I'll just click on publish. Okay, so your site has been successfully published. And now if you try and visit your site, you might think that, oh, it would immediately load your Google site. No, you have to wait a while. It might immediately load, but we recommend that you wait at least 3 to 72 hours. Wait within that time frame. You can check your site every 3 hours to know if your domain now shows your Google site. So you just wait. As long as you follow the steps in this video, you should not have any issues with the connection. It should eventually connect, but it would have to propagate. And for our web hosting customers, the same way I've applied the steps in the DNS manager, you would apply the steps, but you would apply it in your web hosting control panel, right? And then you apply it under your advanced DNS settings, and then you should not also have any issues. So that's it. That's how to connect your domain to Google Sites. Thank you for watching.